Hello everyone. In this training session, we will walk through setting up the payroll definition and payroll periods. Let's first understand the process flow. To begin, the user initiates the process and navigates to the payroll definition screen to create a new entry. All required fields must be completed, and once the information is entered, the record should be saved. This finalizes the setup. The user will create the payroll periods, go to the action panel from the payroll definition window, and create the payroll period. This will end the process. The prerequisite is to ensure the organization setup is already completed. Follow these steps. Go to the HR Management folder, then open salary.io. Under Salary Setup, select the Payroll Definition window, click on New Record to add a fresh record. Create a payroll name, which can be further mapped to an employee for each organization, along with the period type, start date, and end date. Click on Save the Record. Once the payroll name is created, with the help of the process, the user can create the payroll. Now, let's switch to the system and go through each of these steps in detail. First, log in with your admin credentials on the login screen. Enter the admin username and password. Then click on the Login button. Once logged in, the home screen appears with some useful default widgets. On the left menu, open the HR Management folder. Then go to the salary.io folder. Next, navigate to the Salary Setup folder and click on Payroll Definitions. Here you can define your payroll name and select the organization. It is either auto-filled or selected from the drop-down. Now, let's look at the payroll name field. Here, the user can define any relevant name for the payroll, for example, SV Monthly. Or use keywords based on the organization's naming convention. Please note, payroll name should always be defined based on the login organization, not the star organization. Next, we have the number of years field. This defines how many years the payroll setup will remain applicable. For example, you can enter 2, 3, 5, and so on. Here, I am entering 10. Then we have the period type field. This indicates the frequency of the payroll, whether it is monthly, fortnightly, or weekly. Based on your selection, the end date and first period end date will be calculated automatically. In this case, I am selecting monthly. Now, we come to the start date. It is important to remember that the start date of the payroll configuration should always be before the employee's start date. If it is not, the payroll name will not be available when assigning it to an employee. So here, I am selecting January 1st, 2024 as the start date. Based on this, the system will automatically populate the end date, which shows until when this payroll is valid and can be used in transactions. It will also populate the first period end date, which refers to the end date of the first payroll period for calculation. Next is the currency field. The user can select the currency based on the organization's country. Here, I am selecting INR. Once all the required details are filled in, click Save to store the payroll definition. Upon saving the record, the DB item generated checkbox is marked as true. This means the payroll name created is stored in the database for further use. Payroll periods refer to the recurring time intervals in which employees are paid for their work. Once the payroll name is created, the user needs to define the payroll periods. These periods can either be created or generated automatically through a predefined process. Navigate to the Action panel on the right side of the Payroll Definition window and click on the Create Payroll Period process. This will automatically generate payroll periods for 10 years, as specified in the Header tab. The user can view the created periods by refreshing the record. All the entries can be seen by scrolling down on the right side of the screen. That is all for this session on payroll definition. Thank you for attending this session.